Chayan, Abhinav.
Mine takes a minute.
Okay. So I have received the homework as well as the notes from Ionija, Chayan, Abhinav, Shubhansh, Dhriti. So whosoever is present, they have submitted the notes. Let others also join because they have not submitted yet.
Ma'am, my net is not stable today, so I might keep turning off my camera in between.
Okay, Shubhansh. Meher, turn on your video.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Dhriti. How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Good. Good evening, Meher. How are you?
Fine, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. So I hope you have revised about the last classes, whatever we have done, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So shall I start asking the question now? Before going to the next, I think for the next topic, I should ask the questions because they're related to each other, right? So, Shayan, just tell me what we have studied in the last class.
We studied photosynthesis, conditions necessary for photosynthesis, and the site and organ where it occurs. Then we study.
Okay, fine. Great, Shayan, great. Okay, Adriti, what is the site of photosynthesis?
Ma'am, chloroplast.
Okay, great. Ayurveda, what is the organ of photosynthesis?
Leaf.
Okay, fine. Abhigya, turn on your video. Aryan, turn on your video. Meher should not off your video. Okay, coming to Meher, what are the two functions of stomata?
Ma'am, stomata is used for transpiration and it is used for exchange of gases.
Great. Abhigya, what do you mean by stomata?
Stomata are the small pores present in the leaf, which are used to exchange gases.
Okay, great. Fine. Aryan, still I'm waiting for your video to be turned on.
Yes, ma'am.
Turn on your video, Aryan.
1 minute, ma'am.
Shudhamshu, good evening. Turn on your video. So, Abhigya, have you shared the notes, Abhigya?
Ma'am, which notes?
I told you that every Saturday, whatever you do like on Tuesday and Thursday, it has to be submitted, right?
Ma'am, आज कर दूंगा.
You have to actually. And today you have to submit the last week and this week notes, both the thing and the homework also. Correct, Aryan? I'm still waiting, Aryan.
Yes, ma'am.
I have got it from Shayan, Riti, Shubhan, Shayonija, Abhinav, and still I'm waiting from Abhigya, Aryan, and Shudhamshu. I just want that everything for the 2 weeks has to be submitted by today. Fine? So make a note of it. It should not be tomorrow.
Yes,
Tomorrow I'll be calling your parents only directly. I'm not going to talk to you. I'll be talking to your parents in that case. Okay? Okay. So we will be now discussing the remaining part of the photosynthesis. So last time we have discussed the conditions of the what raw materials required for the photosynthesis. Aryan, what are the raw materials required for photosynthesis?
What, ma'am? Carbon dioxide, then water, no, water, ma'am, chlorophyll,
Yes.
then
The major one.
sunlight.
Sunlight. Fine. So these are the four raw materials required. Okay. So after combining all these raw material, Abhinav, what will be formed?
Glucose.
Fine.
C6H12O6.
Perfect. Correct. C6H12O6 will be formed. Okay. One more question. Zoha, turn on your video and good evening. Shudhanshu, I'm still waiting for your video to be turned on. Zoha, in which form the energy will be stored by the plants? They will be like some energy they will be using it, but some they will be extra energy they will be storing it. In which form they will be storing it?
Starch.
Very good, very good. This is very, very important question for 1 mark. They will be storing the energy in the form of the starch. Fine. Now let us start with the next topic, which will be very, very important topic. And almost I think every year they ask this question that write the 3 events related to the photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is not like directly it is happening. So some steps are there. So there are 3 events basically which will be helping for this photosynthesis to get completed. Fine. So those 3 events we'll be learning in today's class. I'll share my screen. This topic is very, very important. Then and there, you should learn this and understand these points. So the first event, the topic for today is events or steps of photosynthesis. So you should not write anything right now. Once let me complete this topic and then I'll give you some 4 to 5 minutes, okay? So don't write anything. I just want you to listen first and then start writing. So 3 major steps are there or 3 events are there. The first one is absorption of light energy. Absorption of light energy. So in the first step, what happened? The light energy will be absorbed. And who will be doing this now?
Chlorophyll.
Very good. It will be done by chlorophyll. Very, very important for the MCQs part of it. So they can ask you who will be absorbing the light, who is responsible for it. So answer will be chlorophyll. So chlorophyll, what they will be doing, they will be helping in the absorption of light. So whatever the light is present around them, the chlorophyll, they will be capturing it. And so this is the first important step of it. The first step is absorption of light energy by the chlorophyll. Now, what they have done, they have absorbed the light energy. Now, in the second step, what they will be doing, they will be converting it. So, whatever the light energy they have absorbed, that has to be converted. So, it has to be converted. Now, in what way that it has to be converted? In the physical form or any other form, it will be converted. Whatever the very good, very good. So what happens? The sunlight was there. The chlorophyll. What they did, they absorbed the light energy. Now, once they have absorbed the amount of light energy, it has to be converted into the chemical energy because light energy cannot be used directly to prepare the food, right? It has to be converted into some other form. So what they will be doing? They will be converting them into the chemical form. Fine. The second step is divided into 2 parts. In the first step, what happened in the first part of it? The conversion of the light energy will be there into the chemical energy. Whereas in the second part of the second step, what happened? The water molecules will break down into the hydrogen and what they will be breaking down? Water molecule will be breaking oxygen. Fine. So in second step, 2 points are there. The first point is whatever the amount of energy, light energy was absorbed by the chlorophyll, that has to be converted into the chemical form of energy. At the same time, in the second part of it, what they will be doing? The splitting of water. The water will get splitted into the hydrogen and oxygen. Fine. So the first major event is absorption of the light. The chlorophyll will be absorbing the light. The second step, they will be converting the light energy into chemical energy and the splitting of water will be done into hydrogen and oxygen. Now, in the last step, in the third very important step, what happened? Whatever the amount of carbon dioxide is there, that will be reduced into the carbohydrate. So whatever the amount of carbon dioxide is there, that has to reduce into the carbohydrate. And what is carbohydrate? That is the glucose. Correct? So carbohydrate, when we talk about the word carbohydrate, is basically means glucose. Aman, turn on your video. So it means glucose. Now what happened? We, like just now, I think Aryan has told us 4 raw materials, right? Sunlight, in the first step, sunlight was used, as well as the chlorophyll was used. Now in the second step, what raw material was used? In the second step, the splitting of water into hydrogen and oxygen, which raw material was used?
Water.
Water, right? And the third step, the carbon dioxide is getting reduced into carbohydrate. Which raw material was used?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. So this is how all the 4 raw materials are used, and then finally they are converted into what? Into the glucose. Understood? So this is very, very important actually for the both exam point of view, as well as when you go for your NEET and all, they usually ask this question. Fine. So first step, conversion. First step is the absorption of light energy by the chlorophyll. Second step, the conversion of this light energy into chemical energy. At the same time, splitting of water into the hydrogen and oxygen. And the last step, reduction of carbon dioxide into the carbohydrates. Fine. So I'll just write it. So in the second step, as I said, so what will happen? The conversion of light energy into chemical energy will be there. So whatever the light energy they have absorbed, they will be converting into chemical energy. And at the same time, the splitting of water into hydrogen and oxygen. So water will get break down into hydrogen and oxygen. Whereas in the last step, what happened is reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. So whatever the carbon dioxide is present, they will be reducing it into the, or they will be converting them into the carbohydrates. And this carbohydrate is nothing but it is the glucose or the food only. So these are the 3 various steps for the photosynthesis. Am I clear, children?
Yes, ma'am. Please don't erase, ma'am. I'm writing.
Okay. I'll just give you 2 to 3 minutes. You can just copy it down. This is very, very, very important question, children. Very, very important. Either in the form of MCQ, either for the 1 mark, either for the 2 marks, either for the 3 marks. In any way, they can ask you this question.
Ma'am, I
In
got
any
it
of the
for
form.
3 months.
For 3 marks. Okay. That's
Yes,
what
ma'am.
actually, most of the year they ask it for the 3 marks. And direct answer is there. If you write these 3 points, you will be getting the marks. But make sure that for second step, you should write both the points. It should not be 1 point. Both the points should be written, that conversion of the light energy into chemical and then splitting of water into hydrogen and oxygen. So if you write only 1 point for the second one, they will reduce the half marks for it.
I'm completed. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Now, after this, as we have discussed in the last class about the raw materials also, so a little detailed form we will be discussing, because sometimes, not always, but yes, sometimes they ask you to explain about the raw materials. So in that case, we should know about the little points about them. So raw materials for photosynthesis. So already we know 4 raw materials are there, starting with the chlorophyll. So it is a green color pigment, and if I talk about the point of it, it is the most active and important and important pigment of photosynthesis. So why we are saying it is active? Because whenever the sun is available, what do? They start absorbing the light. So the whole day, their work is to absorb the sunlight. So that is why we say that they are the most active and important pigment of photosynthesis. The second point, they are regarded as key pigments, or I can say they are also called as key pigments of the photosynthesis. Can any one of you answer why they are called as a key pigment of photosynthesis? Why so? Why they are called as key pigments of photosynthesis?
Ma'am, because they trap the sun rays.
Very, very good, Shubhansh. So what do? Why they are called? This is very important again now for the 1 mark question, maybe the MCQs or maybe the very short. So why they are called as key pigment? Because of their remarkable, ability of absorbing light energy. So because they keep on absorbing the light energy, they have the ability to absorb it. That is why they are called as the key pigments of photosynthesis. Understood, Zoha, Sudhamshu, Aman, Abhinav, Riti, Shubhansh, Shayan,
Yes, ma'am.
Aryan, Meher, Siddhi.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine, so these are like very, very small points you should know, and there is nothing to mug up, right? So there is nothing, no points are there to mug up. Only you should know why. So chlorophyll, why it is important? Because they are active and they are important pigment. And why they are the key pigment? Because they help in the absorption or they have the ability to absorb the sun. Shall I go for the next now?
I'm 1 minute.
Okay. Done, Aryan?
Ma'am, last I'm writing on the absorb.
Okay, okay,
Completed. ma'am.
okay. Now, second one. If we talk about the second one, we'll talk about the water. So as I think in the previous class we have discussed, the water will be absorbed by the root. So from the root or from the soil, they will be getting it. So if they ask you to write about the water, then so it is also a raw material, you know it very well. So what happens? The plants absorb the required amount of water by root hairs. So, if in the question they ask you which part is responsible for the absorption of water, then in that case you should write about the what? About the root hairs. So, in the plants, the root hairs, what they will be doing? They will be absorbing the water. So, plants absorb the required amount of water by root hairs and pass it on to the leaves. So how do they pass? What is the name of the cell or what is the name of the tissue through which they will be passing the water from the root to the
Xylem.
stem? Very good. So through xylem, they will be transporting the water. Fine. So water is again a very important raw material. The plants will be absorbing it through the root hairs, and from the roots, they will be passing to the leaves with the help of the xylem tissue. So if they ask you about the name of the tissue, you should write about the xylem. Am I clear, children? Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Anuja, Driti, Zoha, Bina, Paman, Shayan, Aryan, then Siddhi, Meher. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now we'll go for the next one, which is the carbon dioxide. So we know very well that this carbon dioxide will be coming from where? From the animals. So the plants, they will be getting this carbon dioxide from animals, or we humans also. We humans are also animals. So carbon dioxide from animals, they will be getting. Now, what do they do with this carbon dioxide? So all green plants utilize free atmospheric. So whatever the amount of carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere, what do? They will be using it for the process of photosynthesis. To synthesize. So what they will be doing after using it? They will be making the carbohydrate. So all green plants, they will use the free atmospheric carbon dioxide during the process of photosynthesis to synthesize energy rich complex organic molecules called as carbohydrate. So this is
Can you
about
go
the,
back to previous slide,
yeah,
please?
yes. So this is about the carbon dioxide. What they will be doing, they will be using the free atmospheric carbon dioxide during the process, and then they will be converting them to the carbohydrates. So it is not important that children you should write like the same how I am telling you. You can convert in your own words. You should understand, which is like very important. So each and every entrance exams, they ask you to understand and write it, not just memorize and do it. Okay. So understand the points, whatever I'm telling you, and then you can later on after the class you can just revise it in your own points.
I have written.
Everybody has done it. Now the last one we have is the light, basically the sun. So from the sun we will be getting, so sunlight is the natural and primary source of energy. Now, why the leaf gives green color? Why the leaf gives green color actually? Why not like it does not appear red color or it does not appear blue in color? Why so?
Ma'am,
Why
because
only green is
chlorophyll
appear?
is present.
Chlorophyll is present. Okay, apart from the chlorophyll, something else is there which reflects us like the green. I have given the answer now actually.
Sunlight.
Reflect. What do you mean by reflect word? I think in physics you
Water.
might have studied. Hmm?
I'm like in water.
No. What do you mean by normal term reflection or reflect?
When the light
Bouncing
gets
back of
reflected.
light rays.
Right? So what happens actually? whenever the radiations fall on the leaf, whatever the other colors are there, the leaf will be absorbing it. And mostly the leaf absorb the red and blue color. Okay. And what do? They reflect the green color. And that is why to our eyes, it appears green in color. Though we say that because of the chlorophyll, it is green in color, but apart from that, there is one more reason because of this radiation. So they will be absorbing the red and blue color, and at the same time, they reflect the green color. And that is the reason they appear green to us. Clear? Aman, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Meher, what about you? Zoha, Shayan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So see, slowly and gradually now we are increasing, few of the topics actually. So earlier you studied about photosynthesis, but there are so many other points also related to it. So green in color, chlorophyll definitely, but at the same time, red and blue color will be absorbed by the leaf and the green color will be reflected, because of which our eyes will be getting green color leaves. Yeah. So this is again, I think last year they have asked this question. So why leaf appear green to us? So it is because of this red and blue absorption and the green color reflection. So use that word there, reflects. Fine, green color gets reflected and the red and blue color gets absorbed. So I'll try this. So the last one, why the leaves gives green color? Because of the reflection. So what do they do? Leaves absorbs mostly red and blue color. So if they ask you about the color, which color do they absorb? You should write red and blue color. Whereas green color reflects back, because of which what happened? Which gives leaf a green color. So this is important. Red and blue color will be absorbed, whereas the green color will be reflecting back. So because of which it appears green to us. So write it, children.
मैम लेकिन एक सन रे में तो बहुत सारे 7 कलर्स होते हैं बस
Yes,
फिर
definitely. Right. So many colors are there in the radiations according to the wavelength of it. But they do not, they do not care for the other colors. Oh, they have the capability to absorb only that wavelength of the red and the blue color. They cannot absorb the other colors. So that
फिर
is the
बाकी
reason.
कलर्स क्या होता है
Nothing. They will be there in the moving around here and there.
मैम बट वी
So
कैन
see,
नॉट
if it is like,
कलर्स
see, yeah, we cannot see those colors. See, Shubhansh, if something is coming on you, right? If I am, I'm pouring some colors on you, what happened? Okay, leave this example. I'll give you the example of maybe the camouflage. What happened in the camouflage case? According to the colors, they will be changing according to the surrounding, they will be changing the color, right?
यस मैम
The animals, right? They will be changing the color according to the surrounding. Same way, in the leaves, if any particular red radiations or the blue radiations are coming, they will take it. If in case yellow are coming, maybe the other colors are coming, the dark green or maybe some other violet color is coming. So what do? They don't mind it. They do not absorb it. They neither reflect it. They will not be taking care of them at any condition. They just what they want? They want only the blue color, red color, and the green color. Nothing else.
मैम फिर अगर क्वेश्चन आ जाए इन 3 कलर के सिवाय जो बाकी के 4 कलर्स बचते हैं उनका फिर आंसर क्या लिखेंगे
Due to the wavelength. Due to the wavelength, they will not be, neither they will be absorbing, neither they will be reflecting it. Fine. So you have to use the word wavelength.
ओके मैम थैंक यू मैम
Aman, Riti, your videos are okay. Now I can see it. So I hope you are clear with today's topic. We'll have the buzzer round now. Aman, tell me the first point of the event.
Sorry, ma'am.
First point of the photosynthesis event.
Ma'am, photosynthesis absorbs sunlight.
What step?
And I mean, chlorophyll absorbs sunlight.
Hmm? I think your voice is breaking, Aman, in between. Aman, could you please write in the chat? Aryan, tell me the first point of it.
Which one, ma'am?
The photosynthesis event, first point.
Ma'am, photosynthesis. First one, it is absorption of light, ma'am, by
By
chloroplast.
chlorophyll, not chloroplast. Okay,
Chlorophyll.
chlorophyll. So this is also important to write chlorophyll. So if you don't write the chlorophyll word, half marks will be given. Okay. So you have to write both the things, absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. So half marks for this, half marks for that. Right? Okay. So Damshu, what is the second step?
Conversion of light energy
Into
into chemical energy.
fine, good. Okay, Meher, what is the second part of it?
Splitting of water into hydrogen and oxygen.
Very good. Abhigya, the third step of photosynthesis?
Reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrates.
Okay, fine. So I think I'm clear with this topic, right? So what are the three events of photosynthesis? So these all are the three events of photosynthesis. Now I have one question. So what about these steps? These steps keep on, going or one after the other or second after the first, or they can be anytime it can happen.
Anytime, ma'am. Doesn't have to be in order.
Anytime it can happen. Right. It is not compulsory that they have to be in order. Fine. So anytime it can happen. In the exams, actually, they ask you whether all these three steps, it has to be written in the systematic way, or they occurs in the systematic way. No, there is no particular order that we always have to start from the first one, second one, and third one. But when you write the answer, write in the correct form only. So start with the first one, absorption of light by the chlorophyll. Second, conversion of light into chemical energy and splitting of water. So you write in the step, but naturally it is not happening according to the order. Okay. So if in the board they ask you whether it is happening in the order, the answer will be no. So why it is so? Like example are the desert plant, right? So in the desert plant, what do they do? What happens in the desert plant?
First, they take in sunlight, and at the night, they take in carbon dioxide, they convert it into malic acid. Then they use it
Yes,
up during the
daytime.
daytime.
Correct. So what happens is during the daytime they will be absorbing the sunlight, at the night time they will be absorbing the carbon dioxide, and then this process keep on going. Like that is how they are going to do it. So that is why it is not important that these three steps should be in the proper order. It can be in any way. So they will be preparing an intermediate. Intermediate means a kind of something,
Temporary.
kind of raw materials. Yeah, something like which is not converted completely and something which is not converted at all. Somewhere in between, they will be forming something, and then when they will be getting appropriate sunlight, ultimately they will be converting them into the glucose. Fine. So they will be storing in the night carbon dioxide, and the next day when they get the sunlight, they will be converting them into the glucose or the carbohydrates. Clear, children? Abhigya, Ayunija, Shudamshu, Shubhansh, Mahesh, Shayan, Ritti, Zoha, Aman, and Abhinav. I think videos are off. Abhinav, am I audible?
Your voice is breaking a lot. That's it.
Um, now I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, but sometimes it gets stuck or lags.
Okay, no
I
idea
get
what
random
is
things.
actually the problem. Okay. So that's about like today's topic, which is the event of photosynthesis. And almost like we are done with the photosynthesis part. Fine. So that's about the photosynthesis. But yes, the next class we'll be discussing about the leaf. Fine. In the grade 6, or if I talk about the grade 7, you have studied like a leaf has the petiole, lamina, midrib, right? So those parts we are not going to study. We are going to study the internal structure of it, or I can see the anatomy of it. Fine, because this part of the leaf is like usually being asked in the exam, right? So the anatomy of the leaf we will be studying. So what is the lowermost membrane, what is the second most, what is present in the center of the leaf. So those all things we will be learning in the next class, which is the structure of the leaf.
And just a question, how long is this chapter?
Mhm. This chapter is very, very, very long actually. It will be taking almost, I think, 2 months to get completed.
I heard from my cousin that it took around 4 months to complete this chapter in their school.
Definitely, actually, it's a very, very long chapter. So that's what I'm telling you, depending on, the classes. If no holidays in between, then it will be, I think I can complete it within 2 or 2.5 months. But yeah, if any offer there, I will also be extending it. It's very, very big chapter, very lengthy chapter.
Ma'am, our biology teacher will come after 2 months, I guess.
So till then, I will be completing
Yes,
this
ma'am.
chapter for you. Any doubt, children?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So the homework for today will be to write the 3 events and to learn them as well. And for the coming Sunday, you will have whatever I have taught till now will be there in your paper. And make sure that today, again, all of you have to send the notes as well as the homework.
And we can
Today.
send it Saturday, right?
Okay, yeah, you can send on Saturday, but Aman has to send Aman, then Aryan, Zoha, and Sudamshu. You need to share it by today. Last week notes, today you need to share it. And then Saturday you can share the this week notes as well as
Once
the
again,
homework.
could you screen share, ma'am? I didn't write last one.
Okay, I'll share this screen. And I hope children you are opening the resources and you are seeing what is getting uploaded there, right? So under the Wise app, always keep, on daily basis, open that resources and then check what are the notes we have uploaded there. Last time I uploaded the PPT there.
Ma'am, can I start sending the notes from next week?
Definitely. No, Meher, you was present, right, this week. So this week you have to send me the notes, okay? Saturday you can share it.
Ma'am, I wrote it in my rough notebook.
Okay,
Fine.
so you just write it in the fair copy and then submit it.
Fine.
Okay. Okay, children, then we'll be meeting in the next class. And then in the next class, we will be discussing about the structure of leaf and the diagram of it. Both are very important for the exam.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Okay, Shubhansh.